Welcome, everyone, to the MDM Show. I am the co-host, Donna Whittington, and, of course, my great co-host with me, Peter Schenk. Peter, how are you today?
Doing good, Donna. Thank you.
Right on. What's going on? What's new with you?
Well, we just about finished Navitas 4, getting ready to roll it within the next week or so. We've been doing a lot of testing with it within the test group, and people are really, really excited to get this product out there. Again, it is free. Navitas 4 is all about high energy, utilizes the Aquaware 4 technology, actually the most advanced engine in that lineage of the software. So that's ready to go probably next weekend, depending on my schedule this week. We've got a couple of announcements tonight. We have a really good promotional incentive tonight, which is 33% off of the Source4 software and the Source4 bundle, and that promotional incentive is 3/3 off show. So take action now and invest in the next 48 hours, because once it's gone, it's gone. Again, that's 33 off show, and that will be available for the Source4 software and the Source4 bundle only for the next 48 hours. Ed, how are you?
Good.
Ed?
Good, good. Can you hear me?
We can.
We can hear you
Yes, how are
fine.
y'all doing?
Good. Donna, can you please introduce Edward?
You know what, Peter? I am so excited to introduce Edward because tonight we are going to be on fire. Literally, folks, we're going to be on fire. Ed is going to send some energy through us, and he's going to teach us a lot about energy. You know, Ed's been doing this since he was 4 years old, and just working with his grandmother, he has learned about energy. And so fast forward to where we are now, he's going to talk about the things that he has done with the energy, and he's got a lot to say about all this. So I'm just going to just turn it over to Ed. Ed, would you give us a brief background before you start going into how you work with this energy, if you would?
Well, I grew up in the rural mountains of northeast Georgia, and it's, I mean, way off back out in the sticks, kind of. And then as a young kid, my grandmother did this hands-on healing there in the community. And when I come into the world, I had a few problems, and she did it on me constantly the first 3 years of my life. And so I grew up with an awareness of how to control my higher brain functions. Of course, back then I didn't know what it was, but I had a toy, as it were, or a gift that none of the other kids had growing up. So as I came into the world, I started playing with my higher brain functions and learning how to manipulate energy patterns. And I had a lot of fun doing that, a lot of mischievous fun. I would do all kinds of things with it that it'll be better if I hold off from telling you that right now until after I demonstrate it, so that you would understand what I did mischievously. You know, I tell people about these things, but it's a lot easier to go ahead and demonstrate to everyone, if that would be okay, pretty soon. And then I can continue explaining what it was I did.
Let's rock it now.
That's what I say. You know, don't let me muddy the water up.
Right out of the gate, baby.
Right out of the gates. Okay, if everybody out there in the listening audience could stand up for me, and I'm going to demonstrate energy that I'm going to move worldwide right here. And those on the listening end will be able to feel this energy. Now just stand up, pull your feet fairly close together, and I'm going to shut up, and I'll let Peter and Donna kind of give a little feedback while I'm being quiet. See what y'all feel. Here it comes.
So it's interesting. You are connecting your prana or chi energy to everyone that's conscious about the live recording now, or the live show now, and what's going to come, you know, via the recording. And they just show up like little pinpricks all around you.
Yes, everybody that's hearing me and taking part of it in it here in this recording, in this show right now, and in the future. Everybody in the future that's standing there taking part in this are going to feel the same identical thing. Everything I'm doing is resonating with the quantum field, and then the signals are being stored in the quantum universe. So in the future, when people listen to this radio show and they're consciously aware of it, they're consciously locking into the quantum universe, and it's affecting them just like it is now in real time.
So I'm all about cranking it up. So let's crank this up a notch or two. I really want to see what happens.
Okay, it already messing with the audio on my end.
Your audio will be fine.
Okay. Here we go. I'm going to turn it up a little stronger.
See, that's interesting. You just created yourself in a bubble and just expanded it maybe 3 feet outside your center.
Mm-hmm. A lot of time doing lectures in a group, and for children, at this point, the kids are going, "Mommy, there's light coming out of that man."
It's more like source flowing out of you. But not yet. You're manipulating what's already a part of you, but externally from your physical body.
And the neat thing is, now like these scientists that study me, these signals right now would be setting off their equipment worldwide.
No, at least the microphone's holding together. That's good.
See, all I'm doing right now, there's DC negative, it pulls on people. There's DC positive, it repels.
It's interesting. It looks like a coil, almost like a car alternator. You know, the copper wires within a car.
Like a torus field.
Exactly.
That's about what they see when they stick me in the biophoton chamber.
So you can manipulate the energy field via color for different purposes, right? For maybe healing.
Correct. Different frequencies.
Let's manipulate it for high energy. What do you think?
All right, here we go.
And keep everybody up all night.
Yeah. Rev them up. They'll be cleaning the house good.
That's a very neon blue flowing from you now. And I want to be clear, this isn't flowing out of you. You are manipulating the energy field outside your body.
It's coming from, as I understand it, from source energy. Well, my grandmother called it the Holy Spirit.
Exactly. But when you distinguish source energy, you are implying that it's moving through you, and that's actually not what's happening. You are manipulating the energy around you, which is all part of source energy at that point.
Yes.
Now
exactly.
It's starting to bow. So what I would like you to do is turn it into a funnel that comes down from the top and then from the bottom, and then impress the color blue, which will represent high energy, out into the audience. See what happened right there, Ed? It just got really, really laser focused instead of scattered. So now it's laser focused, and all these little spots of energy that are popping up around you are really tuning into it. So widen the field a little bit more to encompass not only the people that are connected, but everything in their immediate surroundings. And we're going to go live on the calls later in the show. And I want to experience, once you push the field out further from people, what happens to their electronics. Donna, the numbers are dropping.
Yeah, it might mess with the internet a little bit. And Donna, I never did get that email to send out on my Facebook for the link.
I'll post
all these changes. Okay. Just tag it to me on my Facebook.
Exactly. All over it.
Okay, by now everybody should be feeling that really good in their bodies. And feeling the push and the pull wave effect. I try not to give any power a suggestion right off the bat. I like people to start feeling it, feel the rocking, the gravity, the fingers tingling, the body warming up. Okay, now I'm going to back off there for just the this little demonstration, and we'll continue explaining it now. This energy that I just demonstrated, pushing and pulling and working around with y'all, I've been playing with and knowing about since I was a little kid.
So,
Go ahead.
so what is bio-intrinsic energy healing?
Bio-intrinsic resonant energy is the term Dr. Levingood and Dr. Getty coined up to describe what I'm doing. They had already tested hands-on healers, Reiki people, the Dalai Lama, Tibetan monks, different people and modalities, but they'd never found anything quite like what I'm doing. So they studied me from 1994 to 1999 and wrote a couple of peer-reviewed papers, and they described this as charged density pulses that I'm generating. So the biointrinsic resonant energy is the term that Dr. Levin and Dr. Getty coined up to describe what I'm doing.
So, from my observation, your power center is your throat chakra. I don't know why, but that's just what's happening. Does that kind of resonate with you?
Well, the brain will be signaling these signals out through the voice box probably to vibrate. It's not through the actual voice, it's just it's embedded in my voice. I do a lot of energy work on people from other countries, and they cannot speak English, but all I've got to hear is the vibration in their voice to lock onto them.
So how does it work?
We have what's known as the quantum field, the energy field around the planet. And our brains, when we start resonating and vibrating this energy, locks into that quantum field. And it also links us to what they call the quantum universe. So when I transmit or receive any knowledge and stuff of it stored in the quantum universe, and this magnetic electromagnetic field that we vibrate in our head just goes everywhere instantly. It links and merges with it. So this quantum field is also could be called the Holy Spirit or source energy.
So
whichever way you want to look at it.
So for clarity, what you're doing, how does that differ from a Reiki master, a shamanic healing master, or any energy healer? What differentiates you from what they play with?
According to the scientists, they started after they reached adulthood. I started playing and controlling and manipulating these energy patterns in my brain daily as my brain developed and grew up. They measure them, me, and everybody else on the charge density pulse recorder, the biophoton lab for photons to emit, and a couple of infrared spectrometer, and now at the University of Virginia in the EEG lab. The difference between me and them is the amount of energy that my brain is producing in microamps. I'm producing 200 to 400 times more energy than anyone else they've ever found.
Are you spiritual?
No. I don't know. I'm not spiritual. I'm not, I don't, well, I mean, I look at everything as energy.
So we talked about the act of recording that's happening now live on the show, and you know or you do phone sessions, I would presume, yeah?
Yes, all day long, every day seems like.
Are they as effective as the little demo that you just gave us?
The little demo that I just gave you is basically what I do to everybody. All I do is I don't heal nobody. I don't heal, treat, diagnose, or anything. All I do is lock into people, crank the energy up, run a quick full diagnostics on their body, and then reset their electrical flow in their body. They then become the healing mechanism, and it fires up in them, and I plug into them like jumper cables, which gives them thousands of times more energy to heal with real fast. So like if you're hurting, I lock into you and activate your healing mechanisms. They start approaching and attacking whatever problems in you, and then being like I'm hooked into you, I'm just giving you 1,000 times more energy per second than you normally would operate on.
So
And that causes your systems just to run super fast.
what can a person expect during a phone session with you, and how long do they last?
10 to 15 minutes. Probably their bodies would noticeably warm up within 2 minutes. A lot of people almost instantly. They get tingly warm. If they're in pain, they'll notice their pain, the tension of the pain and stress of it will start relaxing and fade away. It gets easier and easier.
So if someone comes into your shop for an oil change, if you will, how do you
Correct.
diagnose how do you diagnose what's going on with them?
I don't. I treat everybody like they're totally screwed up, and they are.
So but
Remember,
you just made reference a minute ago to diagnosing a person's energy field or something, the
well,
validity, something like that.
I scan them and see about locking into them, but I don't go searching for any problems with them. I
Okay,
just treat it as totally screwed up everywhere.
so that's fine. I agree with that. So we're probably going to have a guinea pig or two later on the show.
Hmm.
And when you scan them, what does that mean? What are you doing? Is it in your mind's eye? Do you feel it?
Yes, I create what looks like a mannequin in my mind, and this mannequin could be the one person I'm working on, or if I'm doing groups, all the people could be kind of like locked into the mannequin. And then I just start an electrical field. It's like a force field all the way around it in my mind. And when I do, the people on the receiving end start tingling and getting warm and feel the energy. And then when I shift the polarities back and forth, they feel the gravity waves that it produces. And it makes their bodies warm way on up. And that warm up releases all the tension in their bodies. It expands the blood vessels, so the blood circulation's going much easier. Their limbs that'll be cold, or cold legs and feet, they get warm on them real fast.
So basically, it's not personal to you when someone calls in. It's a one-stop shop. You do the same thing, boom, boom,
Correct.
boom, boom. So
See,
you're not diagnosing, you're not looking, you're just they're screwed up and you're here to set their magnetic poles north and south.
exactly. And I'm like a super generator or conduit from a power source, and when I lock onto their bodies through this energy, it just charges them up like crazy and gives their bodies a lot of energy to use to heal itself with.
So you
I just
basically have no discernment over who works with you or who doesn't. It's one-stop shop. Boom, boom, boom. That's
boom,
it.
boom, boom. Yeah, do the same thing over and over and over again.
So what can a person expect with a phone session with you?
If they're hurting, they'll be grinning in a few minutes.
I've been grinning since we got on the pre-show, and
Yeah.
Donna never stops grinning. How can
Yes, I can bring totals.
you can bring the
Go
giggles
ahead.
out? How can a person best prepare themselves for working with you? Is there anything they have to do?
Come with an open mind. Don't come in there fighting me.
Okay, so good point. If someone comes in challenging you, so I work with three different types of people when I do personal sessions. There's people that come to me that know exactly what they want, okay, whatever it is, and typically as the story unfolds, that's never what they need. It's always on the surface. Then there's a person that comes to me because they feel the need to connect on some level, and then the story unfolds. And then there's a third type, which now are a little less frequent than they were years ago, which are people that just like to challenge you or come in with a non-open mind and just want to see if you're the real deal or not. So specifically, if someone
Yeah.
comes to you with that third type of inclination where they want to challenge you, what do? How do you handle that?
Stand them up in front of everybody and make a believer out of them. I guarantee you, if you'll just stand there and try, I'll tell them to stand there and try to stand totally still. And within 20 seconds to a minute, I'll have them wavering totally off balance from any distance away from them. And I make them, a lot of them, I can break them out in a hot rolling sweat in about 20 seconds.
Very cool.
Yep.
We don't want to do that tonight, though. We got a lot of virgins on this particular show tonight. We don't want to make them sweat or fry them. So we kind of talked about the energy specifics of how you transmit it, and kind of where it comes from. I asked you if you were spiritual. You said no, but clearly you're magnetic. You know, there's ley lines in the world, and those are places where the magnetic fields can be manipulated with rods and other things. But you are a walking ley line, but yet you are not spiritual. And I don't know if you're open to those particular beliefs or not, but to me it's very, very interesting.
Well, you'd have to understand my upbringing. I was in the Southern Bible Baptist belt there, and ever since a little young kid, they tried to beat into me that I was a sinner and going to go to hell for playing with the devil and stuff. And I mean, they just tried to have control, and I saw them beat this out of all the other kids. They made them all believe that they could not do nothing. When I was in preschool, there's 10 or 12 other kids in there that could play with energy just like me and stuff. By the time we got into second grade, none of them could do anything. They'd quit. And so I just kept doing it my whole life.
Can anybody benefit from a session with you? And if so, how do they do?
Everybody does. It resets their bodies so they feel better, have more energy, gives them better outlook on life. I teach everybody that I work with how to get in touch with their own energy and how to activate those energetic fields every day. If everybody, pardon?
Is that individually, or is that more of a general school of thought that you use?
General school of thought, but I try to show it to every person that comes to me for the first time.
Okay.
Because if they will continue playing with this energy after I do a session on them, it will continue everything it started.
All right, so from a general mindset, we've got a large group tonight listening live. How can you teach these people to get in touch with their own energy?
Hold your hands like this right here. Okay, flat palms, kind of like if you were holding a city phone book between them. Okay, now just very gently go in and out, back and forth. You can do it over at an angle out in front of you. And you're looking for when you come in, it feels kind of like you're squeezing Jell-O, like there's something oily thick between your hands. And when you pull your hands apart, it's like stretching taffy or rubber wants to pull back. But when you come in, it's like pressures. So you get used to it by moving your hands back and forth very gently. Some people call it a chi ball, which it is. It's like the Tai Chi. Tai Chi and Qigong work is the closest to what I'm doing. And all I'm doing is taking that chi ball and stuff and energy and getting it in tune with my brain and then making it much, much, much stronger. But when you play with this energy just like this, you're causing your electrical systems in your body. All these magnetics that are going on between your hands are being produced inside your brain. Your hands are just your training wheels.
I would suspect that you actually feel it.
Correct. I feel it. When you come in, you feel like mashing a ball here. And it makes my fingers tingle like crazy, electrically. And if you're everybody out in the audience, hold your hands about the size of a basketball, like that. Pump it a little bit where you feel that pressure, feel like you got gloves on, kind of. Leave your fingers kind of limp. Now I'm going to send some signals in through the quantum universe. Let me see how many fingers I can wiggle out there. Here it comes. Feel that stimulation in your fingers?
See, what's interesting, you're completely detached right here, right now from the crowd. Before you were not. Why is that?
I'm completely detached.
Before, when you did the first activation, when you were moving your own chi or prana around, you were connected to everyone. Maybe it's just because of the purpose of teaching them to do it to themselves and
Yeah, I'm
adjust.
just trying to teach them to lock into their own energies right here. If I connect back up to ground, that would be a signal through that would be stimulating the fingers just a little bit. Or bring your fingers in a little closer like that, and you'll feel the plasma jumping between your fingertips. But the whole idea is just to play with it in your hands and do it 2 or 3 times a day for the rest of your lives. You'll extend your lives a long time by doing this. That and eating right.
So this exercise is the basic one to really start with.
This is what you start with. You got to get it where you can feel it. Then you become aware to it. Then you just play with it. But you have to self-develop it. Nobody can tell you how to do this. You have to play with it. I can people, I can aim them, I can give them directions of what to play with and how to play with it, but you will have to develop this.
See, what I
As you pump
I'm sorry, go
As you
ahead.
pump it, you're generating an electromagnetic field, and the idea is with your consciousness to make this field of energy stronger and stronger and stronger.
See, what I find really interesting is that you've developed this from an early age, um,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously created this whole process as you move through it. I woke up when I was 35. I didn't know anything about any of this, and
Mm-hmm.
through doing these shows, I'm starting to really learn a lot more about how people have come into their own gifts, if you will. And what's interesting is 90% of the people that we have had on the MDM show had a wake up experience sometime in the middle of their life, and just fell into it very much like me. But you're a different breed altogether. Very,
Yeah,
very interesting. And what
that's
blows
what the scientists say.
what blows my mind is you're just good with it.
I'm fine. I'm not using it really to try to get rich or anything off of. I ain't chasing money. I'm chasing research. I've been stuck in the lab being studied for 20 something years.
Are you chasing research, or are you chasing the ability to change someone's life for the better,
I
thereby
want to change the whole way we're doing things.
explain that?
I'm being studied at the University of Virginia's Neurology Department EEG lab. In other words, I've worked my way up the ladder so much where I've got the serious people now paying attention. And so they're paying attention and doing studies on me. They're doing brain mapping studies to see what electrical energies are taking place in my brain when I do these things. In 2 weeks, when I go back up there, there will be live patients wired up in the EEG lab for me to work on. So we'll stack 64 channels of data off me, 48 channels from sensors, and 64 plus EKG readouts and everything else off the patients, and I'll work on them in real time inside the Faraday cage. And
What's
we'll
the
get to
Faraday cage?
say again.
What is the Faraday cage?
It's a double-layered aluminum room with a wire mesh in it to totally isolate out all electromagnetic radiation. It's
So,
just a super shielded room.
so do you get more joy out of being a lab rat, and there's no disrespect in that, by the way, or helping someone change their life in a more positive way?
Well, I'm helping, I like changing people's lives in a more positive way, but I also like getting the proper accreditations for what's going on here. I want the research, I want the big doctors, the MDs, to be able to explain this.
You know, it's
I want,
interesting. You have zero ego applied to this, and I mean zero.
no, there ain't none here with me.
That's pretty cool.
You know, why have ego? That just takes it away from you.
Are you a medical intuitive?
They say I am, but there again, that's diagnosing, and I don't claim to diagnose. It's just I've been called that because I can sense people that are in pain, but I'm
So
not I'm not diagnosed. I can pick up the electrical signals their bodies radiate.
so tell me, you've worked with thousands of people, obviously. Is there one or two cases that just kind of stick out in your head that make you smile, and can you tell us about it?
I can't go into detail because of HIPAA laws,
Okay.
but I've got to work with different young people and stuff. I'm in a clinical study that's being done in Atlanta where I've gotten to apply this energy to children and teenagers that were having bad anxiety, depression, or autisms, and do it in front of counselors in a clinical study with the state guys watching everything. And all the kids that I've taught this to, worked with, their problems are fading away within a couple of weeks. I've also, for several people that were, young and having, problems in their lives, I can just kind of like go in and show them and help them and teach them things that turns their lives around.
Um,
I don't know, I've
so
done so many. I've had really great success in so many, I don't know where to begin.
so the work that you do on an individual, barring whatever is being done to the individual, is it lasting? Does it last for a duration, or is it
It
permanent?
go, it's permanent in most cases, especially those people that will continue playing with the energy after I work with them. Uh, some people will just forget about it, and I'll hear back from them after 6 or 7 or 8 months or a few months or so, and they haven't been playing with it. Those that continue to play and reinforcing what I've started or set in motion in them, I don't have to hear back from them other than I'll run into them or something down the street or on chat room or something. They'll say they haven't hurt since they worked with them. Hadn't
So
had a problem since.
on the rare occasion that someone doesn't experience everlasting effects of what you're doing, that's because they don't continue to play with the ball of energy?
Correct, pretty much. That's it. Those that want to seek me out and have me do it for them, then they come back by, well, 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks to 2 or 3 months, depending on when the problem starts back.
And I just got lost in that thought. You know what, Donna, are there any questions right now?
No.
We do, like I say, when I get people started with this, their bodies start redoing. They start hooking back into the system. They get reconnected to source. When they get reconnected to source, then it kind of takes care of everything.
I just want to shift directions here again before we go into another activation. I want to just open up the lines if people want to call in. Are you okay with taking a couple questions? Okay, again, folks, the number is 203-456-8155. 203-456-8155. The lines are open. We'll take a couple calls for Edd Edwards or myself, or even Donna. You gotta love that 30-second delay.
Yeah.
Hey, I have a question. So, Ed, so with them doing studies on you, have any of them thought about having you work with kids, especially young ones, toddlers, maybe not toddlers, but maybe like kindergarten age, and those who are still kind of fresh from source who haven't had it beat out of them, have they ever thought about having you work with them?
Ed, before you answer that, let's take a couple calls, okay?
Okay.
Hi, this is Peter. You're on the MDM Show live with Ed Edwards.
Hi, Peter. It's Martin.
Hey, Martin. How are you?
Well, pretty good. How about you?
Yeah, rocking it, usual.
Hi, Martin.
Hi, Donna. I'm eager to work with Ed.
Yay.
Well, Ed's live with us now.
Yeah. Ed, I do have low energy, and I had a car accident when I was 18. I'm 60 now, and so I have neck pain and I have allergies. That's kind of the main things on the physical. It's kind of deformed my spine.
Mm-hmm. You want a quick little run, right quick?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
He asked you if you want a quick run, right quick.
Yes, definitely. And when you did the first activation, I didn't feel it, but when you did the one with the basketball, my fingers did move then.
Good. Okay, can you stand up for me?
Yes, I'm standing now.
Pull your feet fairly close together.
Okay.
Okay, give me about 20 seconds and see if you feel any kind of pull or push going on. And everybody else in the audience can lock in and do this also.
I do feel the forward push, and I do feel especially my head warming up, getting a little sweaty.
Correct. Well, now that I can hear your voice, I can lock directly into you. When I give a worldwide demonstration like that, it's subtle till we get it really going good. But I always like to get it started right off the bat to get everybody going, so by the time we're at the end of the hour, I can really light you up.
Great.
My style.
All right, you should be warming up right there, and your back should be warming a little.
I don't feel it in my back so much. I just feel kind of sweaty on my head, which at night when I sleep, my head is usually pretty sweaty.
Okay. I'm going to pull forwards on you.
Yes, I am drawn forward, especially my head.
Yep. Okay, now I'm going to reverse the polarity and push.
Oh, yeah, I feel that pushing back immediately when you did that.
Correct.
Like my whole back is moving backwards.
Yes. The idea of pushing and pulling is to cause them muscles back there to relax. Now I'm pulling again.
Yeah, I'm rocking back and forth now. Peter, is this what
Correct. That's what we're
rocking?
That's what I want to do is get you rocking.
That's a song from Led Zeppelin. Been a long time.
Sure is.
Rock and roll.
Okay, now I'm going to let you zero out, and I'm going to pull you sideways.
He's zeroing you out and pulling you sideways now.
Yeah, in other words, from front and back stopped, and now this should take you to your right.
No, I'm still rocking back and forth so far.
There must be a delay in our audio to there. Yeah, there's probably a delay here, a few seconds.
I'm still rocking back. Oh, now I stopped.
Yeah, there's a delay out there, isn't there? Well, we got a 30-second delay?
Yeah.
Now I'm just standing straight, but I'm feeling a little sweaty.
Mm-hmm. How's the pain in the back feeling?
Better. Oh, now I'm pulling to the right.
Mm-hmm. We just got a little delay in our audio feeds through here.
Don't piss him off or he's going to turn you inside out.
Or me like a chicken.
Yeah. Donnie, you got those chicken's feet?
Okay, I'll let that, that's just for a quick little sample there. Now, if you'll continue playing with it in your hands, you'll keep what I've started there going.
Great. And Ed, when you said to do that with your hands about several times a day, how long should you do it in each session?
A minimum of 30 seconds.
Oh, okay.
About 30 seconds, about all it takes to activate everything.
I feel that when I'm doing that in the low back.
Yeah, sure can.
The magnetic field lit the phone up like a Christmas tree. Thank you, Martin.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Ed.
You're welcome.
So we want to do another one?
Sure.
Hi, this is Peter. Oh, we scared him away.
Oh, that happens sometimes. I have them run. I went and bought me one of them GoPro cams to wear there, so when I'm zapping people, I want to film those that go hauling running off.
So we talked about doing. Okay, we'll do another one.
Okay.
Hi, this is Peter. You're live on the MDM Show with Edd Edwards and myself.
Yes, hi.
Hi, who's this?
This is Inga again.
Hi, Inga.
Yeah. So, Mr. Edwards, thank you so much. That was wonderful.
You're welcome.
Am I able to get a session now?
I could do a quickie. I guess it's up to our radio show host here.
No problem.
Do I need to stand up?
You need to stand on your head.
It's better if you do for getting locked in, but I do work on hospital patients that can't get out of bed. But if you, for demonstration purposes, if you can stand up, it'll be better.
Okay.
Okay, you tell us when you're getting pulled or pushed.
All right, I will. I'm already swaying back and forth.
Correct. Now, watch for your fingers to start tingling.
Yes, they are.
And then next to be your body will start warming up, which will be your circulation increasing.
I feel it up through my neck.
Mm-hmm. Here, I'll put you in an electrical cocoon.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody else in the audience should be feeling the same effects also.
I'm not. I have to remain conscious, and neither is Donna.
Yeah, you better hang in there, keep that radio working.
I'm all good.
We used to do these shows back around 2000 before the internet was really stable, and almost every night I'd knock it out. I'll have to tell you some of the fun stuff I had when I was a little bitty kid growing up playing with this, developing this stuff. Now that you see what it is, I can tell you more about it. You warming up over there, ma'am?
Yes, I am.
And like I said, I don't need to know anything really about anybody, about their problems or anything. I treat everybody the same and just activate all your healing mechanisms and then charge your batteries up for you. Send you on your way. And remember, see, all the other kids, every one of y'all got all these things I'm doing beat out of you when you were growing up into this world. They didn't beat it out of me. That's the only difference between me and y'all. Okay? Everybody should be doing what I'm doing right here. but it was taken away from you. And so with everybody being taken away from them, you've never activated your higher brain functions or your healing mechanisms in your bodies, and so you've developed your diseases and your aches and your pains and your problems as your life has matured, because you're not playing with your own built-in systems and causing them to function. These built-in systems do not come online automatically. You have to manually activate everything. But when you activate them, you take care of your body. It heals itself. It takes care of you. And all you got to do is eat right. As long as you eat right and play with this energy daily, you'll live a long, healthy, very painless type life, pretty much.
So when you say eat, are you referring to being like a vegetable eater?
Please repeat.
You mean I should become a vegetarian?
No, not necessarily.
No more rat burgers.
Yeah, I eat. I have O negative blood, so I like to have a little grass-fed beef every now and then. And so I have that kind, meat and everything, a little bit of fish and stuff, but I lay off of dairy and chicken, eggs, and things like that. In fact, I haven't had a drop of milk, a chicken, or an egg in 30 years.
Okay, how we feeling?
How are you?
Awesome.
Yeah, and I can do one person at a time. Then, of course, like in the radio show here, you've got quite a few people out there, and they're all benefiting from what I'm doing. I'm getting ready. I'm in the process. I like this Google Hangout, so I'm going to do my own here shortly, to where people that are hurting and stuff all over the place, they can just kind of come hang out in the room and get to feeling better.
Absolutely. Thank you, Regina. Hello?
Okay.
Thank you. So, Ed, I want to do something that you've never done before and I've never done before. I want to combine styles, and I kind of figured out how to do it as I was watching what you were doing. So
Okay.
I want to do a Source 4 activation. Source 4 is a piece of technology that I developed, which is all about manifestation, manifesting something that you want in your life, okay? And there's a lot of modalities, and there's a lot of definitions on how people have done it since time immemorial, and I developed a way of doing it, which is actually consciously directing your manifestation into water. You drink the water, it comes out of the body in what we call light rays, and then it just disperses. I don't want to get into the mechanics of how it works, but what I would like you to do is, instead of pushing the energy field to all the individual users, I want you to push it into the software. Okay, and then allow those people, all you have to do is focus on the software. Okay, it'll just pop up, and I'll direct it to you if you need it. And the software will direct your energy along with the power of the Source 4 and the manifestation to allow people directly to consciously direct it into the target water. I think this would be a really cool experiment. What do you think? Yeah, you came for that? Okay. I'm going to take a second here and set this up. So you can go ahead and just talk a little bit more about your childhood. You said you had a couple stories there.
When I was a kid, I learned how to change those polarity fields the time I was 5, 6 years old. The time I was 7 years old, I could make people rock back and forth. I'd see them rocking. Thus, I had to be in church all the time, and I was a super hyperactive kid, so when they forced me to sit still all the time, I was just, Urgh! So then I started playing with the energy sitting in church. And me and a couple of buddies would sit up in the balcony and focus down on the main congregation. We'd sit up there and target shoot at people with energy. And I was 7 years old, and then I learned while I was at 11:30, our preacher always had prayer and then silent prayer. And then one day my intuition said, start backwards on everybody with a DC negative field when they started praying. So as they started praying, I started pulling backwards on everybody from upstairs. And you could see people move around on the pew just a little bit. And then all of a sudden the preacher went into silent prayer, and my intuition said, let go of it, reverse the polarity, and squeeze and push as hard as you can. And when I did, about 15 or 20 people farted real loud down there. I was at 7 years old. My buddies looked at me and said, you do that? I said, I think so. So next Sunday we tried it again. Sure enough, during silent prayer, I made a whole bunch of people fart. And so I practiced that every Sunday from the time I was 7 till I was 14 years old.
You were wily. I like that.
And then I did other things. I was the smallest kid in class in my first, second, and third grade and stuff. And you know how the bullies like to pick on the smallest kid. Well, it finally got to the point there when I would get scared or threatened when they'd come around the corner or coming at me like they was going to whoop on me or something. I would start emitting this some kind of crazy electrical field, and once they got within 8 or 10 feet of me, it caused their bladders to release, and they start peeing on themselves.
Let's not do that.
You know, but these were things that I learned to do, controlling my higher brain function, controlling the electrical energies in my brain functions.
Can you make Donna
So
fart?
I did this as a kid.
Nope.
Huh?
Can you make Donna fart? No, I'm just kidding.
Let's try.
No.
I make a grin funny.
We're ready to rock and roll.
Okay.
What I'm going to do here is I'm going to switch over my screen.
Okay.
Okay, so what we have up here is we're just going to use array number 3, which is set up. Okay. I'm not going to go into the mechanics of how it works, just for time's sake. There's a lot of videos on my YouTube channel about how it works. For you, Ed, I'm going to count backwards, 3, 2, 1, and you just focus your energy into the program. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the program, at which point people will consciously direct their manifestation into water. Okay, I think this is going to amplify the core technology, and I'm very, very interested in seeing the patterns that happen from you. So again, everyone go ahead and get a glass of water. The only thing that is required of the user is to understand what your manifestation is and consciously direct that into your target water. And for simplicity, you know, instead of going into the whole quantum bit on how it works, you just, you know, direct your conscious to the water. Okay. Now, what I am really interested in is during the water prep and the user prep phase, before we actually nucleate it with the manifestation, I'm curious to watch how the water reacts. Now, in my own experience and other people, sometimes the water will start to move. Sometimes it starts to vibrate. Sometimes it will crawl out of the glass. Sometimes it will soak through the glass. So the amplification, and I'm gonna be really focusing on you, Ed, because I want to see how this differentiates from the work that we just did in the way that I see it and how it works from you through the software to the people. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to count backwards, 3, 2, 1, and Ed, you just do what you do, and I'll kind of talk a little bit as we're doing it. This will last about 40 seconds. Okay, here we go.
There
3,
we go.
2, 1. Okay, we're running water preparation at this point. This is really interesting. Your energy coming into the software is like old friends reuniting. They're getting acquainted during the water prep and the user prep phase. And now we're going to start the nucleation of the water here in a second. Okay, now the handshake is complete, and now you're really moving it into the water. Mine's starting to move around already. That's pretty wild. So again, folks, this is just your manifestation, utilizing Source 4 tech, and using Edd Edwards as a boost to the whole thing. Now we're done. I'd like everyone to go ahead and drink as much of the water as you want, and feel the energy coming out on those light rays to bring your manifestation into fruition.
This process also works on the food and vegetables as you sit down and eat it.
Oh, that's yeah.
I can make your food if you're sitting right beside me. You can take 3 or 4 bites out of all your veggies and food, get the taste of it in your mouth. I can reach over there and run a plasma field out of my hands into the food, and you'll change the taste of it.
That's cool.
But I also charge water up just like we do here for people with stomach problems.
Excellent.
And it'll last for 3 or 4 months. I'll charge 2 or 3 gallons up at a time for people.
Ed, you okay taking, actually, Donna, do we have any questions?
No. No, keep rolling, and maybe we'll get some from Facebook. Well, let me take a quick sweep while you guys are chatting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna open up the lines again for everybody.
Please.
Are you okay with doing it?
Sure. I am.
Donna?
Yep.
We have questions?
Well, I wanted to know about my question. You know, can you work with kids? Can you work with young kids to get them back online?
Yes. And if I'm working with these doctors in Atlanta who are writing books now for first, second, and third graders to get them in touch with their energies under my direction. And so they'll be publishing books here in the very near future aimed at the first, second, and third graders. We're working on artist drawings right now in the book.
Right on, right on.
Guys. Hi, this is Peter. You're live with Edd Edwards and myself. Who's this?
Georgia.
Are you from Georgia, or is your name Georgia?
My name's Georgia.
Okay. What can we do for you?
I'm a diet to get the pain out of my body. I'm very open-minded. I do Qigong. I play with the energy ball.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Roughly where do you hurt? All through your body?
Yes, but primarily it's neck to butt in the back.
Are you able to stand up for me?
And it's mostly left-sided.
Okay. Can you stand up?
I'm up.
All right. Let me know when you start warming up and being pulled and pushed around.
I'm moving.
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting to warm up.
Yep. You should feel the muscles in your back start loosening up and relaxing.
Uh-huh. Man, does that feel good. Yeah, too.
Yeah, I can take just about any kind of pain out of people when I hear their voice.
This is wonderful.
Remember, I'm not taking it out of you. I'm just causing your body's systems to start functioning. If
That's
you're
so
if
awesome.
you woke your systems up a while back, all this would have took place and been gone.
Don't pass out on us.
I'm not gonna. I'm smiling from ear to ear.
That's what I said. I can make people grin that are in pain.
Oh,
It doesn't take but 20 seconds to 2 minutes. I can have just almost any type of person hurting smiling.
oh, this is awesome.
And like I say, if you need sessions with me, you can go to my website, and I've got a contact form on my webpage at the www.eddwards right there, and fill that out, and I'll get in touch as I can through my number.
Okay.
I do a lot of travel and energy sessions.
Right now. The energy is just like, whew.
Yeah, I think it's affecting his camera.
We're gonna cut this one off. Ed, you still okay? You're there. You might want to dial that down a little bit, buddy.
Okay. Yeah, you turned a little red in the face there. Sorry about that, Peter.
That's okay. How you feeling now?
I'm so warm, and I've lost a ton of weight, and so I've been freezing. This is just like crazy.
Yeah, welcome to our world.
I know, I love it. I love it. But you know, I have Aquaware, and I have Source 4 too.
Excellent.
But I love your stuff.
Good.
Right on.
Good. Good.
Oh, I love Peter's stuff. I love you, Peter.
Oh,
Thank you, Georgia.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Ed. And I will check you out on your website.
Be good.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye. All right, yeah, let's do another big one for everyone listening.
Okay. Let's see here. Well, standing is the best to get everybody started, and let them just kind of clear their minds. And I'll do the same as I did a while ago, pulling and pushing, but then I'll modify it and pull straight up on people. First, I'm gonna lock you in here and get you wobbling, and then if anybody's got back problems, scoliosis, and this is really great for people with scoliosis. When I pull up on them, you can see them straighten out. Okay, I'm locking in good. I can feel it phasing in good. Okay, now let's see here what happens.
So everything just turned yellow reddish right outside your body.
Donna and Peter, y'all may feel the upward pull on this.
I'm keeping me and her very secluded, separated from.
Okay.
We need to remain conscious during this. Not the people listening.
It'll give you a good buzz.
I'm already fine.
All righty. All right, now I'm going to pull everybody forwards. This is what we've learned in the labs of using is DC negative.
Do you remind me of Magneto from X-Men?
Yeah, probably so. I've earned the nicknames of Radioactive, Electric Eddie, a few other things as growing up.
That sounds like Crazy Eddie from New York once upon a time. Crazy Eddie. He used to have all these
And they wrote a rock and roll song about me, and they called me Eddie the Alien. I used to get up on stage with a band and light up all the party goers.
See, I still find that fascinating because you are human, and you have no distinguishing DNA from a normal person. But yet, you also you don't follow the spirituality path where it's 95%. 95% of people that perceive to have anything don't, and then there's 5% that actually follow the path that do. But you're a different animal altogether, and it's kind of cool to be able to.
Some of the doctors that study me say that my brain is like 3,000 years more evolved than the people they've been studying. And I just, keep it open, keep it flowing, and, keep it good for everybody. Have some fun with it.
Do you ever consider what you're doing work, or is it always fun?
It's just fun.
Good.
I don't, I'm trying to get rich off, or I'm trying to, live, survive. I'm not chasing the almighty dollar with it.
Yeah, because as soon as you do, you lose yourself in it.
That's right. I'm having too much fun helping people.
Right on, brother.
And I like getting a hold of them skeptics. I can just melt the skeptic right down for you. I get out here on the town in these towns where they don't know me, and I'll get in the restaurants, and I'll just start lighting them all up in there.
Here's a funny comment. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he's like, Ed, can you make ISIS fart out loud?
Like what, fart out loud?
You make ISIS fart out loud.
No, I doubt that, but I could get them old boys believing in a higher power real quick. There's a few of them nicknamed me Ollie.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I got a hold of a few back on one radio show back about 10 years ago before all the bullshit ever started happening, and they were over in Kuwait, and about 30 of them in a dorm room, college kids there, and I lit them up, broke them out in a hot sweat, then knocked them all off their feet over there. They come back to the radio show host, and I didn't understand their French or whatever language too well, but he said they were nicknaming me Ollie.
I've had a few nicknames in my time, of which I won't go into live.
Yeah.
Well,
All right, here's the push.
okay.
Whoa, that pushed me backwards. Okay, now here's the pull. And this should warm everybody up really good.
Sorry for the pushback, but Donna cannot be affected during this process.
Uh-oh. Sorry.
That's okay. Sorry. I need her conscious and non-farting.
Okay.
Non-gases.
Don't
It's a nice
send her.
way to say
Hey,
it, Peter.
Is that why you keep going to mute?
I used to be able to send my teacher to the bathroom when she'd mention test.
Hey, David is saying that his friend just texted him that the color on his reflection, the color of the reflection from his ceiling light changed. Can you affect light?
Yeah, it does affect light just a little bit because we're playing with different dimensions here.
Yay!
Okay, when I'm doing this right here, I'm operating in quite a few different dimensions all at the same time.
Right on.
And I've known this resonating quantum field is just merges, is what connects all these dimensions. So when we vibrate just right, then we're just everywhere at once. And then all that everywhere at once is energy that feeds back to the here and now.
Right on. That's some heavy duty stuff there.
And it just warms you right up.
And just for those who are wondering, I actually had my own test, me and my kids. You did that for us when you and I connected. So I know what it feels like.
Mm-hmm. Feels real good. All
Now
righty.
it's that deep crimson color.
All right, now I'm going to just wobble you around. This is like the old pendulum effect, but it turns people into pendulums. Now I'm in the process of setting up to do classes on this, to teach people how to get in touch with this energy and start doing it. And if they watch my website and Facebook pages and stuff, you'll know when and where and how.
Right on. Did you get your page set up, Energy Ed, in Facebook?
Yes, I did on Facebook. I got it set up and got over 800 likes off of it or so.
Right on.
Excellent.
So folks, you can connect with him on his Facebook fan page or community page. It's Energy Ed. For all of you who are on the show tonight, please go to his page and like that. And make sure you send us some feedback as well.
Yeah, come check it out, and then follow me on my eddedwards.com and become a subscriber on my YouTube channels. I've got all kind of neat short videos on my new YouTube channel, including that rock and roll song and an interview with a moonshine bootlegger when I did a lightning bolt demonstration for him.
Excellent. Where do you see all this going?
Well, I'm in Florida right now. I've been giving lectures now. I've got meetings this week with different medical institutes here that I'm looking at, kind of aligning myself with, and I've got about 4 or 5 doctors here in West Palm Beach, this area, Jupiter and stuff, wanting me to hang a shingle with them. And I still want to travel all over the country and do my research. The research is very critical. I'm waiting on 2 peer-reviewed papers from the University of Virginia out of 5 that they're working on writing about me. And once the 2 get done, that gives me the credentials I need to be able to go into these real heavy research like cancer research with children and stuff like that. I'm not allowed in there because I don't have any major credentials. So once they get these peer-reviewed papers written about me, that'll give me the credentials I need to go help the kids better.
So what's the end result of, you know, what you're trying to achieve?
Setting up an educational system to start everybody doing this. Start with the kids.
Now, this is already being done in the Asian countries, right? I mean, aren't they taught from an early age?
Pretty much. Yeah, I've run into a lot of foreign kids that were already playing and aware of their energies. It's just here in this country they seem to want to keep them stupid. Our educational systems are lacking big time on this. They need to be teaching these kids how to do this energy.
Absolutely.
Think outside the box. Be the child.
Correct.
Absolutely.
Yes, we need to get it. I got to start with the kids, then I can work with the adults. But the main thing right now for me is to get as many kids as possible doing it so that they can share it with other kids.
You up for taking another live caller, Ed?
Sure. Sure.
Folks, that dial-in number is 203-456-8155. 203-456-8155. If you have a question for myself or Ed Edwards.
But we just keep lighting them up.
It's okay by me.
You know, everybody out there, and the fun part is those that'll watch this show in the future on the archive show will be standing there calling by wondering what's going on because they're getting knocked all over the place just like we are here in real time.
And they're farting, I'm sure.
And the farting, maybe. Expel a little gas, get it out of you.
Get it out. More room out than there is in.
Mm-hmm. Now, some of the other stuff I'm doing that's beneficial.
A very private one that people watch because they're farting all the time.
Not that.
Hi, this is Peter and Ed Edwards.
Oh my gosh, I actually got through. Oh dear God. Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Ed. This is Sherry, and I'm listening to it. I'm going to turn it down. Man, if he could get rid of gas and all this other stuff in my body, and oh my God, he said scoliosis. I mean, I've been standing up the whole time. Hello?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you got some scoliosis there?
What?
You have some scoliosis going on?
I have scoliosis as well as, and we think that's from the major accidents, and for the last 4 or 5 days I have such pressure from under my breast to my pelvic. I mean, it's just whatever.
Can you stand up? Can you stand up for me?
I am standing up, yes.
There we go. I'm going to lock right on to you. Let me know when you're getting pulled and pushed.
Okay. Okay, I think it's happening.
Your fingers will also tingle, and the objective here is for me to warm your body up.
Well, I've noticed I've been warmer since this whole program started, which is good. Because of my circulation and my hands cold and all this other stuff, but I'm warm, comfortable.
Who did that? Was that you?
No, actually, I did it a lot earlier before I got on the phone.
Thanks for sharing. Inquiring minds is neat.
I'm teasing.
Yeah. All right, your back and stuff starting to warm up now?
My whole body just feels very comfortable. It's not any warmer than it was.
Mm-hmm. How's the pain feeling?
It appears to be better.
Yeah, it'll take you kind of like comfortably numb here.
I didn't catch that, Peter.
He said you feel like you're comfortably numb. Some reference to a Pink Floyd movie, I believe.
Yeah, Pink Floyd reference there.
Okay. I did pray that I would get on this.
Yay!
Woohoo!
I was filling stuff out on his website.
Yeah, just do a contact forms and give me some time. I'll try to get to you as fast as possible. I've been averaging 12 to 15 of them people a day here.
Okay.
And I'll be calling you. The last 4 digits of my number is 7481. So when you see that pop up, answer it if you can.
Okay.
All right, you warming up there?
My face is a little warmer.
Okay. Well, let me pull forwards on you. I'm going to pull a little bit harder here.
Okay, it went forward that time.
Mm-hmm. Now I'm going to reverse the polarity and push you.
Okay. Oh, okay. I felt that. Yes. See, that makes that one part of my spine uncomfortable.
Okay, then I'll pull again.
Okay, that's a little gentler.
I'll pull a little harder.
Okay.
All right, is that warming you up?
I'm about the same. In other words, my intention with all this is that I don't get overheated.
Oh, okay.
Part of the reason.
Well, the warming up is when the body loosens up and allows the blood to flow more freely.
Well, I think through the hall it's been doing that, because normally when I sit, I will get very, very chilly, even if it's 71 degrees in the house. But tonight I'm just like, oh, I'm so comfortable.
Good. I've been doing some little 2 to 3 minute micro videos for doctors to put on their phones, and then they play them for patients, and me playing with energy for them, and the patient's pains even back down from that.
I think what you're doing is pretty awesome.
It's fun.
That's what it's about.
You know? I just want to get it where everybody gets to feeling good. Maybe they'll quit fighting. You know? Everybody get happy.
You just had a glitch in the matrix, Edward. What is that about?
I'm rewriting the software.
On the fly, love it.
It's interesting. Someone said the other day that they're feeling more uncomfortable themselves. That's why they're reacting.
Yep,
People got.
The whole idea is to get everybody locked back in and get them comfortable. They're so far away from source that nothing's working for them.
That's right. That's right.
Actually,
That's
let's rephrase that for a second. You're never
Yes.
disconnected from source. you just forgot how to utilize it.
That's it. They forgot, or
Right.
they're not utilized. They're not locked into it. You
Yeah.
can consciously increase the flow. And so what you do is your consciousness is increasing, or it's the throttle for bringing this energy into your body.
Interesting. I'm feeling much calmer.
Correct. It'll relax you out and
Yeah.
calm you out. And
Sure.
everybody that's listened and took part in our show tonight will much better tonight than they have in a long time.
Put your attention on your left shoulder when he's doing this for you. Just
Okay, I'm holding the phone with the left shoulder. Okay.
Maybe that's it.
Yeah. Now, in the future, for people, when I do phone sessions with them, I prefer they have earbuds, Bluetooth, or speakerphone, and so they can be hands-free. But that's the best way for it to work.
your energy field's really balancing out now that you did that.
Okay, thank you.
You grinning a little better now?
Car accident, that's the side I was hit on.
You feeling a little better now?
Yeah, I am. So the right side at the top of my head, above my ear, but kind of where the rounded part of the top of the head, it's a little uncomfortable. Not greatly, but it's like, something's going on there.
Put your focus on your belly button.
Okay.
Count backwards from 3 to 1.
Oh, that's an interesting beat up there. Thank you.
You're welcome. Well,
Peter, I wish you lived next door to me. I wish I'd lived on the other side. I would be such a happy camper.
sometimes you never know who your neighbors are.
Really?
I know.
I'm only next door. I'm just a few feet away from everybody on this planet. You know, we're all in an energetic field, so we're all part of the soup.
Thank you so much.
Take care. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye. Okay, Donna, what do we got going on?
Anything y'all like to do, we can light them up.
You're on mute, Donna.
I'm there. So, as far as comments and things go, YouTube is doing something very interesting and has disabled our comments, which is why we're not seeing comments tonight through YouTube. And not a lot of activity through Facebook, although your dad did say, great show, awesome show. So big shout out to Dad there.
Thanks, Dad.
Hi, Dad. So, but I think folks are really taking this top opportunity to call in, and which folks, you don't have to wait to do that. You can always ask your questions live. So.
I want to chime in here. We're moving. We're going to be taking a break from the MDM show. The last one we're going to have this season will be December 3rd, and I'll let Donna go into that. But we'll be back the week after New Year's with a whole new season with some really, really amazing guests after that. So again, tonight we are offering a promotional incentive of 33% off on the Source 4 and the Source 4 bundle that will be available for you to take action for the next 48 hours. And when you're in the store, you can use the incentive 33 off show to get the reduction in price. Back to you, Donna.
Awesome. And so, along with that, of course, as Peter was saying, we will be breaking. So we have one more show in November and then one show in December. Our next show next week will be with Barbary Oren. He is going to be talking to us about Folium PX, and so he'll be our guest next week. So, and then after that, we're going to have an intuitive on the show, and Michelle Gilbert is going to be joining us. So we've got 2 more great shows, and then we're going to take a break.
I've already witnessed that one firsthand, and she's a powerhouse. You guys don't want to miss this one. That's going to be a lot of fun.
That's right. 2 more shows, folks. We're going to wrap the end of the year. And Peter, do you know that January we're going to, of course, folks, we're going to be at 1 year. It's going to be our 1-year anniversary in January. So we're going to hit the ground running with lots of new things.
March.
March? No way.
I think so.
We'll have to go back and look. But anyhow, we're going to hit 2016. We're going to be rocking. And if you thought tonight was energetically off the chain, watch for 2016. We have lots of things going on. Lots of new changes for the MDM. You probably already started to notice a couple of changes with Peter and I already.
Shh. Let them figure it out.
Y'all can't see changes?
We're also going to be moving to a new platform. Google, this particular platform inherently has a couple of little issues with it, and we're going to be moving to something much more pro in the very near future. That'll definitely be ready by January. Navitas 4 will be ready in a week or so, and I know I keep promising it. My schedule has just been incredibly busy as of late. So again, next 2 weeks, fantastic users coming on the show. Users, I mean guests coming on the show. Ed, you rocked it tonight. You delivered. It was amazing. You are a walking
ball of energy.
Did you ever hear the term radionics?
I did, indeed.
You ever hear of the man by the name of Dr. Galen Hieronymus?
No.
He started radionics back in the 40s and 50s, and he developed a device, the radionics unit, and built it in a lab called Dimensional Sciences, which was in the county I grew up in. He's known me since I was 14. He's dead now, but he's also the guy that did the instrumentation for the Apollo capsule. So he designed and built all the instrumentation in the Apollo capsule.
Wow.
But he used to refer to me as a kid when I was about 14 years old as a walking radionics unit.
Nice. What is radionics in brief?
It's the ability to project and send a signal consciously to affect things. He built things like the cosmic pipe and could increase and take care of bug problems in agriculture. He was an inventor of things, of energy things and devices. And the radionics was used to treat people with, but it was a contraption that they used consciousness like me.
I just have to make clarification quickly. Donna.
Yes.
It's not December 3rd. I made a mistake. It's December 6th. That Sunday will be the last MDM show this season. Can you clarify the date on the other one? It is next week, right?
It is. Yes.
Then we're taking a week off for Thanksgiving, and then
that is correct. So November 22nd, we'll have Barbary Oren on. He's going to be talking to us about toxins in our body and how to potentially get rid of those. And then we'll have Michelle. We're going to skip the 29th because that is Thanksgiving weekend. So no Thanksgiving weekend on the 29th. We'll be back December 6th with an incredible, intuitive Michelle Gilbert.
Awesome. Ed, one more time, how can people get in touch with you?
The best way is on my website, www.eddedwards.com. Remember, my first name has 2 D's in it. They can just Google that, EDDEDWARDS. My website says Bio-Intrinsic Resonant Energy on it. Join the newsletter. Fill out the contact form if you want a session with me, and have a way for me to contact you in some rough times to try. And as I can get you, as you come, in the order you come in, I get to people every day. Do that, and then I accept donations for my work, and I have a donation button on my website. But you can go through there. If you can go through Facebook, find me on there, and contact me, and I'll arrange to get in touch with you.
Ed, thank you for being a guest on the MDM show. You definitely brought it tonight. Very,
It's
very.
fun.
It's all about
Fun
fun.
getting on here and waking them.
It's all about fun.
Right on. All right, we should say goodnight to folks, and we'll see you next Sunday, November 22nd, with Barbary Oram from Folium PX.
Thanks, everyone. Remember, 48 hours to take action on the Source 4 incentive. Edward, thank you again. Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
You're welcome. Have fun. Y'all just follow me and keep up with me because this is just the beginning. Of course, I said that 10 years ago. But every day I'm increasing and learning new things, and I have fun sharing them. So I am teaching this. I like teaching the children, but I can teach adults too. So watch me on my websites, and I'm setting up programs to start teaching people.
Right on. Congratulations on that, Ed, and good luck. All right,
Thanks.
we're going to say goodnight, everyone. Good night.
Ciao. Had fun.